Something I did notice, by the
Yeah.
way, your activities for the daily, they're actually linking to the spring Zoom meeting rather than fall.
Oh, yes. The fall one, the problem is the fall, it's not a huge difference. For the fall one, the problem is we recorded it to cloud, to Zoom. So university has some Zoom storage. So I just recorded there, didn't record to my local machine. So I didn't upload because that's much convenient. I don't need to worry anything. I just got, so after I record, they send me a link. I just post the link. But the problem is after the semester, they delete all of those videos.
Yeah. What I mean is the on the activities page right now, it'll say like we have our class meeting here, but it says it for the spring Zoom link, like to go to the spring Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I will update that. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, I need to update that. Thanks. That's a huge mistake. Yes. Sorry for that. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so next I'm going to, oh, yeah, I need to do share screen for our example. So we are going to continue our discussion about Java array, okay? And last class, I remember we discussed for Java array, whenever you want to use, just keep this in mind, do new, okay? And then let me ask you, when we do new, the memory allocated to where? Who still remember? When we say allocate memory, where? And we discussed there are two different kind of memory. One start with S, the
Was
other
it
start.
heap?
Yes, very good. It's a heap memory. Okay, it's a heap memory. Okay, basically that's called dynamic memory. Okay, it's always related with new. Okay, store object. It's runtime memory. Runtime memory. Okay, and you may later on you may also hear that a lot. For Java, one of its nice feature is garbage collection. Garbage collection. GC, you may see that a lot when you either go online for discussion something, or maybe later on for interview something. So garbage collection is mainly regarding heap memory. Okay. Okay, anyway, we discussed the 1D array, and I remember we started to discuss the method, etc. And for Java method, etc. And it can take array, etc. And what is passed in is array reference. Array reference. So basically, it's that memory block. So heap, memory block, whatever allocated, etc. So that's why Java method can change array. Okay, it can change the array. So like over here, is it? Because initially, so over here is change method to change the number value to times 999, is it? And initially it's initiated with what? We initiated it with like 100, 200 something, is it? But if you call this method, then it will get 1 times 99, 2 times 9. So it will carry whatever the method calculated, and we can verify this, is it? Okay, so that's for this method. But here there is a minor thing we need to be careful is, so this init array, this is a method parameter. Okay, method parameter. And then you just go ahead and do something directly on this parameter, is it? So basically, it I forgot what's the name called in main. In main, it's called A array, an array. So let's take a look at the. So here is that stack memory. Okay, and here is our heap memory. The heap memory is it? And on stack memory, we have all of the method call and that an array variable. Okay, that an array because you do new, is it? So we have this 40 bytes of memory allocated to it, is it? And then it's going to have the value like 909 all the way to 9 times 909. Is that all those integers? Okay, so it will take all of these values and what it plugged in is this memory block. This is a reference of this array. Let's point to it. And so that's fine, okay. But take a look here. If I do something like this, if I comment out this statement, what this will happen? Okay, then this will this an array point to where? Then it's going to do what? This is going to point to a different memory block. Is it? Because here it's called new. So it's not going to reference, it's going to reference this one. Okay, reference this one. And this one is what? Is the one that's you want to access in main. Okay, so if you do this new, then in main, you will not get 909. Then in main, then 999, 9 times 9. It's in this memory block. Okay, it's in this memory block. It's not, so you reassign it. Is it? You reassign it. So we need to be careful here. Okay, so if you do want to change, don't do that new, okay, because you're going to change. Because over here it's this init array. It's not that an array. So that an array is it? It's a point to this 40 bytes. Okay, that's initially in main. We call new. In main, we call new, and we get to here. Is it? And here, over here, you have this init array. Is it? This init array then call new. Call new. Is it? So it's a different memory block. So 999 and 9 times 999. Is it? So it's pointed to a different memory block, but yours is point to this one, and this one doesn't have 909 and 9 times 909. So in main, if you want to output, you will not get this output, okay, because this memory block associated with this, let me maybe, associated with this new block. So we need to be careful here, okay. So if you want to do something on the original array, then don't do this. Okay, don't do this. Just don't reallocate memory, just whatever the plug in, it will go here. Okay, that's this method. And for array, you can also the return type. For a method, you can also return an array. Okay, you can also return an array. Anyway, so this parameter is an array, is it? And here within your method, you create a new array, is it? And this new array will get what? Will get all of the values. And then you return it. Okay, then we return it. And then in main, let's take a look. In main, what did we do? Okay, so we have this B array, is it? And we plug in with an array, but we assign the reverse value to B array, is it? To B array. So let's take a look. So if we draw that memory block, is it? So here we have that an array. So that an array is going to be associated with that 40 bytes of memory with 909 times 909. That's an array. And here we have this result. Is it? So result is going to be a new one. Is it? And exact same size as this. So 40 bytes. Is it? But it's going to take a reverse value. Is it? So 909 will be assigned to the first, and second will be second last. So something reverse value. Is it? Then it will return it. And here is that B array. And the B array will be assigned with this result. So that's why B array also pointed to this memory block. So that's why what B array will have is 9 times 999, and then 8 times 909, something like this. So get to the reverse value, because here you return the one, but it's in a different memory block. Okay. So that's this second part of the example, okay? And then for array, you can also sort array, okay? You can directly call the sort method from the array class within the Java utility package. Later on, we will learn more, okay, regarding Java collection. So anyway, so it has a sort method, and you can plug in an array, then it will be sorted, okay? And maybe this one is new to you. So this kind of loop, normally when we do loop, so this is the regular for loop, that we all know that. So for loop, you have loop variable, is it? And you have semicolon, semicolon. So this is termination condition, and this is incremental of the loop. So this is called a regular for loop, okay? And using this, you can use the loop variable as index for array. But let's take a look here. This is kind of new, is it? We have a colon, and we don't have like the semicolon, loop starting index, loop termination condition, and the increment. We don't have that. So you have an array. So after colon, you have an array. Or later on, basically, we can say it's any iterable thing. Should be fine. Okay. And this is the loop variable. And what this loop variable will take is this number will take each element from the array. So number will take whatever it has one by one. So this kind of loop, okay. So, and we have a colon. Okay, we have the colon. So you don't, but no index can be accessed in this case. Is that you directly get the element instead of index, okay, from the array. So in this case, you can only read from the array, not to write. So basically you cannot change, okay, not to change the array, okay. So this kind of loop, it's in professional world, you will see this a lot, use a lot. So this kind we call it for each loop. Okay, for each loop. It's quite powerful when you do read, okay, so that you don't need to enter I and termination condition of those. Okay, so this is just another way to show, and then if you see here this number, so basically it will take like a B array, sub 0, B array, sub 1, something like the 2 sub 9. So it will take one by one from that. Okay, so this is for each loop with array. And what next one is we can also do array copy. So here it shows. So here we have 2 character array. 2 character array. And if you want to do array copy, is it array copy? And then, so this is the source array. And you want to copy 2, so this is destination array. Destination. And then you start from C, the 3rd index, and the copy 2 starting from 1. And how many? 7 letters you're going to copy. Okay, so this is what this method, it from system package. Okay, you can directly do the copy, but be careful here, you also do new. Okay, you also need to do. And here it also shows us another. So this copy from, this is an array, is that we declare this array and we also initialize. So you declare and initialize simultaneously, so add to the same statement. So no new needed because you use this curly brackets and provided with array element. And this array, the size then is determined by the number of elements within the array that you initialize. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So its size is 13 elements in this case. Okay, so if we draw that diagram, okay, so this is copy from, then it's going to refer something. So it's 13 bytes basically. Okay, then it will have like D all the way to D, each letter, is it? And then this copy 2, then it's going to be in a different memory block because you do have new here. Okay, then it's, so in this case, only have 7 bytes. Then it will copy that from C. Copy from C letter by letter. Okay, so, and this kind of copy, we call it deep copy. Because the second array has its own memory block, and then it's just hold the same value, okay, but it's in its own place. It's just a clone. So here we show how you can do array deep copy. Okay, and then next, let's take a look at another concept. Okay, so here we have two integers, x, y. Is it x, y? And then here we have a function called swap integer. And the purpose for us is we exchange 100, negative 100. We want x to hold 900 and y to hold 100. So here the question, can we achieve the goal? So let's take a look at that function. So this is that swap function, and we are going to plug in x, y. X is 100, y is 900, something like that. Okay, so here, let's see, okay, you assign, so it looks like, okay, you plug in, So number one is 100, okay, temp is 100, then number one is going to be assigned as what? As number two, is 900. And number two is going to be assigned with temp is 100. Is it? So based on this method, it is self-analysis. So then in main, I call swap x, y. So my question is, did x and y value change? Is x now 900 and y 100? So what do you all think about it? Based on our analysis. Here, be careful, okay, it's not swapped. Okay, not swapped, because what? Because Java is called by value. Is it? So there's just two values are passed in. Okay, so let's explain. Let's see. So you have the stack memory. Is it? And here is the heap memory. Okay. So in stack, we have main. Okay, main, we have x 100, y 900. And here, be careful, 100, 900, it's not on heap, it's in stack. Okay, and then you call swap integer. The swap integer has number one and number two. Is it? So here we said it's pass in value. Is it? So pass in values, what does that mean? So that means 100, this number is going to be assigned to number one. And then the 900 is going to be assigned to number two. Is it? Number two. Okay, so initially it's 100, 900, and then you do swap. So then number two is going to hold 100, number one is going to hold 900 after swap. Is it after swap? But how about the x and the y value? Did the x, y value get changed? No, x, y still hold 100, 900. Is it? That's why in main, the value didn't get changed. Here. Okay, that's why it's not get changed. Okay, so be careful here, okay? It's a little bit of confusing. Okay, then how about the case of array? Okay, how about the case of array? Then let's see. So here we have an array. Is it? We have an array, ARR, because it just have two values. The first 100, second is negative 900. Then I call this swap int function, but I pass in with the array elements values. Okay, and we will see check. And the other one, I have another function called swap array. I just pass in this array. So then what I want to see is, I want to see if the array value got changed. Okay, so that's the point here. And then let's first take a look at that swap array method. For this swap array method, okay, so it has a parameter. Is it? So it try to swap this two parameter. Is it? But anyway, so let's take a look. Because over here, anyway, it's an array. Is it? Array. So this is ARR number. So this is sub 0. This is sub 1. Is it? And initially it has 100 and 900. Is it 100, 900? Okay. And then it says, okay, here you have that temp. Is it? So temp will hold 100. Okay. Temp will have 100. And then this will hold what? Will hold the second element's value, is it? So it's going to be changed to what? To 100, is it? And then it says, okay, then the 0 is going to be changed to 900. Okay, I'm sorry, get it wrong. And then the 1 is going to hold whatever temp. Temp is 100, so that's why it's get 100. Is it? So 100, 900, the value change, it happens within this memory block. Is it? Within this memory block. And then in main, so here is that a heap. Is it? Here is a heap. And here is the main. And this should also be in main. Is it? So anyway, so this point to here. Is it? And what we plug in is we plug in R. So main. So this is stack memory. So here we have main. So here is that array. Is it? And that array also point to this memory block. Is it? Also point to it. And you plug in this ARR too. So this is that swap ARR method. Is it? And it has that ARR number array parameter. So this guy also point to this memory block. So both point to the same. So that's why after you call, did you see that array? This guy itself, the value got swapped. Okay, so this will work. Okay, we'll swap the value. Okay, then how about, so maybe, let's see, is this we want to print? So we can run it to see the output, to see if it did got swapped. And so you see, when you call this swap array method, then the value did swap. But if you still plug in with array element value, you call that swap int. So this is that swap int method. Then it didn't. So not swapped. Not swapped. Is it? And for this, definitely not. So this is just called swap int. Is this or not swapped? not swapped. That's it. Yeah, so we can clearly see the running result. Okay, the running result. And why it is the case, I just draw the diagram to show us. Is it? So here, and why we show this is just to always keep in mind in Java, array is reference. Okay, array is reference. So even though you call swap array method, is it we say Java parameter is value. Is value. But what we plug in here, this ARR, the value is reference. So it's that memory block. That's why this swap, it's directly updates on the array. And over here is this value, this two number got swapped, not the memory block, the information got swapped. So that's why over here, when you want to change, it's not swapped. Not swap, because when you call swap int, what really happened is, so here is that stack memory, is it? So stack memory, okay, so here you have that ARR. So here we have that main, and then we have that ARR, okay. ARR pointed to this 100 and negative 900, is it? Okay, and here you have the swap int. Is it? And swap int, it has number 1 and number 2, is it? Number 2, is it? And what number 1 here? Number 1 here, it is assigned with what? With 100. And number 2, it is associated with negative 900. These two values. Okay, so it doesn't point to the memory block. So it's just the numbers associated with these two variables. That's why if you want to swap, it won't. Okay, so we needed to be careful. Okay, it's not like the other case for the swap ARR. Swap ARR, it's working on these two memory blocks. So that's why the value got changed. Okay, so it's just some subtle difference. Okay. Okay, so any questions regarding this example? This array example? Does it make some sense? Okay, if there is no further question regarding this example, then next let's take a look the other example. Oh, before I move on, maybe let me show how do we do the assignment? Is it? Yeah, for the assignment turn in. Is it for the assignment turn in? If you take a look, I have this chapter 1 underscore array.java file. So this is our source code. This is the source code. So I need you to have this file. Okay, have this file. And then next, let's see. Let me click clear. Let me run this. Okay, so that we have running result. So can you all see my running result?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a running result, is it? So you can do some screenshot. And the one way to do screenshot, maybe let me stop sharing and hold on, okay, let me know. No, I cannot minimize. I cannot minimize. Then let me do share screen so that and share screen that. So now let's see. Let me try to find that snipping tool. So I have this snipping tool, and you can do some other thing if you want to screenshot. So for snipping tool, then I can. So this is a running result. So I just cut whatever the running result is it? And I can copy. Then let me initial a Word document. So I have this Word document, then I can paste it. So the Word document is going to have my running result. Okay. After I have this running result, then I can do the save. Save it as some file. Okay. Okay, save it as a Word document. Word document, and then how do I stop the save as a Word document, and then let's see, how do I go back here? Yeah, and assuming that a screenshot is this, I save it as lab1.doc. Okay, you save this document and the other Java file in the same folder. And then you can zip both of these two files together, and you can have something like lab1.zip. And then you upload it to our assignment box. So that's how do you do the assignment. Okay, submit the assignment. And what next one? Let's do the second example. Okay, so our first example, we got it completed. Okay, let's take a look, second example. The second example is regarding in Java, how do we do console input? Okay, console input. It's a pretty simple example. So for this example, we have that main. And if you take a look, because we already learned array, so this is also an array. So even the main function has parameter is an array. And the type is what? It's a string. String type of array. And it takes arguments. So we call them command line arguments. Okay, later on we will show. And over here you try to loop through the command line argument, and then you print out all of that. Okay, so that's what this part does. And then let's see. So here, what we care about is what? We said we want to console input. So you can, so that means you type something in, so from standard input. So console input basically in programming languages, the official is called standard input. So in Java's case, it's a system.in. Because for input, there are multiple ways. You can also input from file. You can also get input from network. And here you get input from your keyboard. So we call it standard input. So it's from, in Java, it's called system.in, okay? And then if you want to do standard input from keyboard, then you need to associate with the scanner. Okay, so it's a Java class. Later on, we will learn in more detail. Okay, you create a scanner object. Then you can type something in, then something will be taken by some variable, Java variable. So what next? If you want to, so here is we want to get some integer. Then with this scanner object, you just call dot next in method. Okay, then whatever your input must be some integer number. Then it can take that number. Okay, and here to do summation. Is it? And you can keep doing that within this loop until you enter this number, then it will stop. Okay, so this is how we use scanner to do the standard input. Okay, let me try to run the result to see. Can you all see my running result?
Yes.
Okay, good. So did you see over here the running result? It has this output arg1. So you will see, you may be curious where they come from. As that later I'm going to explain. Okay, let me first. So I have 1,000. Then did you see it output? Whatever I type in, is it? So then I type 2,000. So whatever I just type, this 2,000, 1,000, is it? Those come from that scanner. Okay, because I type in, is it? So standard input. And here it's within the IDE, it supports that. And let me, what number we enter, then it's going to stop. It's negative 900. So if I enter negative 909 something, is it? Then it's going to out your application, is it? Out of your application. Okay, and then let me show you here. So you may ask, where do I get the output? I'm going to stop that, terminate that console application. So where that command line argument come from, is it? And here it's because I hard set configured it into my project. So in NetBeans, if you can you all see my my highlights here?
Yeah, highlighting the course input.
Okay, good. So I highlight, then I right click. Can you all see my right click?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I highlight property, is it? So can you all see this new window?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
see
Yep.
it.
Okay, very good. In this new window, it's project property, is it? It has source, build, run, is it? And under, if you highlight run, did you see I highlight run? That means you're going to run your program, your run application. And here I hard set those arg1, arg2, arg3, arg5 here for the main methods argument. I hard configure it here, is it? So this is through the project configuration. But normally, you know, we don't prefer this way, is it? Normally, when we do Java, we want to do command line, is it? Command line. So how do we do that? Do the command line, and here I let's go back. So if we want to run command line here, I also give instruction. How do you do that? So in console, I'm going to show you that, and we can directly run with Java command because we have this Java class created. Okay, so this is a Java class created and it's an application, that, and then it belongs to this package. So we can run this in command line with Java, okay? And if after this one, so this is your application, is it? And over here, if you say, okay, arg1, arg10 something, is it? And then following, so this is Java command. Java command, is it? And all these two, so both of these two arguments are after your app. So these two are two command line arguments. We call them command line, oh, it should be a single word, command line arguments. Because sometimes when you create some application, you want it customized, then you can let user enter whatever information you want following the command, the application. Okay, so that's called command line arguments. And then you may ask, how do we get to that? Okay, so let me show screen probably. And I think I already have this. Can you all see my Windows command prompt?
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe you all know how to get this in Windows. Okay, in Windows you can do like you can do search, is it CMD? Then you can initiate that command prompt. Is it? So that's how I start. And once you have this command prompt, and over here, because my I can show you probably. Let me see here. If I do that directory command, is it? And you can see over here, is it? This is that package, our Java app package. And within it, we have our chapter 1, this console input X, the class file. Okay, and that's our application. That's our application. And over here, what we did. So I try to save time. Is it? So what I did is just Java and then the package dot that class. Then these three are the command line arguments. That's the argument. And then did you see it output the three? You can type, you can try this example with other command line argument, and then you will see, is it? And then you can enter number, just like what we did before, is it? And then to do the summation. So here.
I don't want to be rude, Professor, but I need to leave, so I'm not late to my next class.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I should, yeah, thank you. I should stop the class.